if you could choose someone to share a dressing room with, who would it be?
This is such a good question. I feel like a lot of people might say like other burlesque dancers and stuff, but I would actually love to share a room with like a famous drag queen. I
Yeah,
love,
okay.
love drag queens. And I particularly love Sasha Velour.
Oh, yeah.
So inspired by them as a performer and as an artist and a visual creator. I would love to share a dressing room with them and just pick their brains about, their creative process, what they're inspired by,
Mhm.
makeup, everything. I
Yeah.
think that would just be so fun. I mean, I know that you probably don't want to be bombarded by some burlesque dancer in the dressing room, but I would 100% take the opportunity
Yeah.
because that would be cool,
Yeah,
wouldn't it? I
that would
just
be
think that
so
would be so
cool.
cool.
I'm
Yeah.
always wanting to know, like, because I'm so bad at makeup or like bad at stage makeup. So I'm like, please
Yeah.
tell me all your drag queen secrets, especially your
Yes.
makeup. I'm like, I need to know
Yes.
because I'm just not good at it at all.
Please. I remember I was walking totally sidebar, but I remember I was walking down a street in Bondi, I think it was, after a gig, and someone turned around to me and said, "Oh my god, are you a drag queen?" I was like, "No, but thank you."
You so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, honestly, it was the best.
That's
It
such a
was
good
such a
compliment.
compliment. It
Yeah.
was such a compliment. I was like, "Thank you very much,"
Yeah.
because no, but my hair is high. Thank you.
Yeah. Like, I'm
The
obviously
hair
looking
is
so
high.
fierce right now.
Yes, the makeup is on, the hair was high, it was a moment. So
Mhm.
thank you to whoever that random stranger was because really highlight of my life.
Yeah, for sure. So if you could swap lives with someone in the burlesque industry, who would it be?
Oh, does it have to be in the burlesque industry? Can it
No, you can
be
choose someone else
okay?
if you'd like.
Okay, because I was going to say that one of the people that I totally look up to, and I do kind of feel like I inject their style into my burlesque persona a little bit, is Gwen Stefani. I would love, I would love to swap lives with her for a day because
Yes.
what?
Oh my
What
god.
a powerhouse!
You
Like
do
music,
remind me of her,
fashion.
Snidgy.
Oh, thank you.
Like, have you
Yes.
ever done Halloween as her or something like that?
No, I haven't actually,
You
but
should.
I totally should. Maybe that's this year's Halloween costume. Actually, I think that could be a vibe. Maybe that's what I do.
I
Um,
actually
uh,
listened to a podcast on her life, her like life story kind of just recently. And because I used to love Gwen Stefani, but to be honest, I didn't really go any further than that. Like I didn't really know anything more. She's
yeah.
so interesting and she's such a
Oh,
creative free spirit and like just like
yes.
I don't know, like not spiritual, but just like I don't know, she just does her own thing and I didn't realize she was so
Yeah.
much like that.
Oh, yeah, and I think that that's one of the things I absolutely adore about her as a creator and as an artist is that throughout her career, she really truly just did whatever the hell she wanted and made it work.
Yeah.
And I think that when we're looking at fame and people that are popular and pop artists and things now, um, it's all kind of curated and very much being puppeteered in a way. I feel like we're definitely seeing a lot of that. But Gwen Stefani has always been one of those artists that truly just did not give an absolute fuck, whatever, and just did whatever she wanted, created whatever she wanted, and was successful with that. And props. And she's just so interesting. Like she has so
Yeah.
many interesting takes on life and
Mhm.
artwork as a whole, and it's just fabulous. So I think that being even in her vicinity for a moment, for a split second, would be enriching.
That would be pretty cool. She'd have lots of stories to tell as well.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm a little bit of a punk rocker from back in the day. So
Ooh.
anything that to do with that, I absolutely love. So we love a bit of ska punk moment.
Yes, for sure. So what's a random or surprising fact about you?
Ooh, I have a few little random facts that you just wouldn't even think of me, but maybe you would. I don't know. I actually am a proficient roller skater, so I am
I can see
very good at
that.
roller
I
skating.
can see
Can you see that for
Yeah,
me?
I
Is that
can.
I'm very good at roller skating, and I used to train roller derby. So I used to,
Amazing.
yeah. Everyone, has anyone seen the movie Whip It? It was that. I think it's Whip It.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. It's not that, but it's similar. And
Mhm.
honestly just as fun. It's truly incredible. Which is unfortunate for a person like me because I bruise like a peach. So
Oh,
whenever I was training, I would always come away from it just with bruises all over me, and everyone would be like, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?" Yes, I just trained roller derby. I
yeah,
don't know what to tell you. It's just everywhere.
yeah.
Sorry.
They're just battle wounds, like, that
Yeah, battle
happens.
scars, it's
Yeah.
fine. And they made you feel really powerful. Like, you have a giant bruise on your thigh and you're like, "Yeah, I did that."
Fell over.
Yeah, totally ate absolute shit on someone else's roller skate and now have
Yeah.
a wheel-shaped bruise on my
Oh
leg.
my god.
Excellent.
Do you
So,
get do you get the bruises when you do burlesque? Like, have you done many floor classes?
oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Every time I do any sort of floor class, anytime I'm, training floor work for one of my acts or routines, bruises,
Yeah.
bruises everywhere.
Mm.
And I actually, it's another thing about performing is I always have this running joke where um, I'll always have a bruise on my body at some time before performing, and I call him Bruce. He just moves around my body, Bruce the Bruce. And he's my little good luck charm at this point. I'm
I
just like,
love
oh cool,
that.
there's Bruce. That's him. He's there for the performance, gonna have a good show.
Yeah.
as,
And
as
he'll
long
probably
as
get
Bruce
some
is there, we're all
friends.
good.
He'll get some friends
Yep.
after the show, so it'll be a great time.
Exactly, exactly. They'll have a little party, a little Bruce party on my body. There's that. Honestly, Bruce like a peach. It's true.
So if you could only ever perform to one song ever again, what would it be? And it can be
Okay,
an act.
no.
It can be an act
No,
that you've done
okay.
or not.
You can't ask this of me. This is so hard.
Or
I
maybe just
have it.
either one that's nostalgic or one that's like at the moment, like you just can't stop listening to.
Okay, all right. I will. Oh, I don't know. Oh,
I
this is so
promise you're allowed to listen to music after this. It's
hard.
just for this 2 seconds.
It's just this one hypothetical. Why am I taking it so personally? I'm like, how
Like
dare
I
you
can't give
ask
up
this question
music.
of
No.
me? Oh, it's so hard. I am such a music lover, so this is very difficult. But I would probably say I'd probably say Black Magic Woman by Fleetwood Mac, which is a song that I use for my White Witch act. It's one of my favorites, and it truly is something that I can listen to over and over again. And that is one of the biggest things for me is whenever I'm prepping for an act or I'm prepping searching for a music track for an act is it has to be something that I can listen to over and over and over again, and if I can't listen to it consecutively 5 times, it's not right, I can't, I've gotta
Yeah,
it's
it would
gotta be
drive you
something
crazy.
else. Drive you absolutely nuts, and I will know after about 5 listens whether it's something that I can stick with forever and always be able to listen to it over and over again, but that is a tip, is that hot tip.
Yeah,
You've gotta be able to listen to whatever song you are performing to over and over and over and over again and not get sick of it, so
exactly. And especially if you end up getting booked for that, like, specific
Yes,
act, it's like you've got to love it for the end of time, till the end of time, really.
till the end of time, baby, you are stuck with that song. I
Yeah,
mean, not really, you can
yeah,
always, change your acts, and there's nothing
exactly.
wrong with doing that,
Retire
but
each act, but
yes,
create new
absolutely,
ones.
and, Rees in costumes, we love that, we love, being able to do that, but, yeah, for initially, when you're creating an act and you're performing it lots, you must be able to
Yeah.
listen to it, so it is a good question, valid question, but probably that song, I would say.
Mhm. So what's some of the best advice you've received and some not so good advice as well?
Um, so some of the best advice I've ever received actually came from someone we spoke about earlier, Betty Bombshell, when we were when we were working through my act that I worked on with her. When we were trying to figure out choreography and making shapes, she said to always think of your body in space whether it be on stage or in front of a camera, as a 2D shape, and I'm probably going to butcher her how she said this to me, but as far as I see it, always think about yourself and how the audience perceives you as a 2D shape. And I think that that works a lot of the time for when we're making those beautiful lines on stage and creating those moments of stillness and those art pieces, those tableaus in those moments. And it just is a really nice guideline that I kind of use not only in performing and choreographing my own acts, but definitely in photography. And that's one of the things that I say to people jumping in front of the camera in my shoots is think about yourself as a 2D shape, and the camera will see you as that, and it will be more dynamic than if you are trying to convey yourself towards a camera.
Mm.
um Think of yourself as a flat shape, flat object, and that will, be a little bit more dynamic. And it's some of the best advice I've ever received. So
That's
yeah,
so wild. I have never heard that advice, but it makes literally so much sense.
yeah, it makes total sense. Yeah, it's so good. She's incredible. Can we pause for a moment?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just realized I don't.
So we talked about the best advice you've received, but what about the worst advice?
Oh, the worst advice. This one's a shocker. Truly. I had someone say to me once that I should just not dance. Just never dance. Don't dance. It's not for you.
What?
um I know. It was obviously we're not listening to that person, whoever that was.
Yeah.
But it was earlier on in my life. I went to a dance-based school for primary school, and I'll never forget. I was auditioning for. Don't laugh at me, but I was auditioning for the cheerleaders.
Cute.
It was
Cute, cute.
so silly. It was so silly. Mostly because it did not exist in our school then. Like there was nothing
Yeah.
to do with cheerleaders. Just one day someone was just like, we should totally make a cheerleading squad. And it was just like of that era, of the High School Musical era. And
Yeah.
it was a vibe at the time apparently. And I was just, this little black sheep kid that was not a dancer, was not part of the dancing crew. I was not a ballet dancer, and all the girls at school were. And but I wanted to be a part of it. I loved High School Musical, and I also wanted to be a cheerleader. Who
Yes.
didn't?
Everyone.
Absolutely. And I'll never forget the day that I auditioned. I auditioned to wait for it. Ain't No Other Man by Christina Aguilera. It
Like,
was
like,
honestly, oh man, it was foreshadowing perhaps.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
Perhaps some foreshadowing in there. Um, and I don't know what I did. I totally winged it. It was like, I think I walked in there and I was like, I don't have any choreography. I'm just going to dance around. It's going to be great. And I'm going to make the squad. I did not make the
This is
squad.
primary school?
Primary school. Yeah, truly scarring.
Okay. That's
Really scarring.
wild.
I know. And anyway, so the judging panel were like some of the dancer girls and the teacher,
Mm.
the who was going to be the coach of the, I don't know why, but she was going to be the coach of the cheerleaders. And yeah, that the teacher was like, you shouldn't do that.
That's
Don't
so
do that."
mean.
To like, I don't know, a year 5 girl, like, excuse me, I'm rude. Crush my dreams, why don't you?
You just need to
So
send her, you need to find her on Facebook
yeah.
somewhere, on LinkedIn somewhere.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
you
you're
need to
LinkedIn,
send,
yeah.
yeah, and just send her all of your solos and be like, sorry, did you say I can't dance?
Look,
'Cause everyone else
look
is
who's the
enjoying it.
dancer now,
Yeah.
bitch. Oh, truly, that would be a full circle moment. I would maybe do that. I'm
Yeah.
probably petty enough to do that.
Good.
Oh, so
My God.
good. But
That's
anyway,
awful.
that
I
was
hate when people like do that, especially to kids. They don't understand the like ramifications or that like
the
lives in your brain
impact.
forever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, rent free in my brain. And I
Yeah,
feel like me becoming a burlesque dancer at least is totally an act of defiance for that
totally. It's
moment.
a little bit of
And
a
it's
fuck
just
you to her and everyone.
absolutely. I totally, but I guess it's also something I have had to work through too, being like, oh, you've been told your whole life that you're not a dancer, and now you've found this beautiful art form that you can call yourself that, and I think that that's just beautiful, and I think we're always healing our inner child.
Yeah,
Always.
for sure. So if you could travel back in time and talk to yourself when you started burlesque, what would you say?
Oh, I think for me, it would be I would look myself dead in the face and say, "You will become a better performer once you stop comparing yourself to others." I think that that is, as we spoke about before, it's one of the biggest things for me that I can struggle with, and I am really working towards trying to be better at. Um, when I let go, and I'm saying this to myself, when I let go of that, I become a better performer. I become a more relaxed performer. I become a more engaged performer, because I'm not so highly strung and overthinking what I'm doing or what everyone's thinking of me or what I'm thinking of me or how far I've come. I think when you let go of that, you become a better performer, and a better dancer for sure. Um and also slow down. God, just slow down. Stop rushing.
Yeah,
Everyone will watch. It's fine. Just slow down. And I honestly have to tell myself that daily.
for sure.
Yeah.
So we talked about imposter syndrome before, but is there anything that you do specifically to sort of combat that?
Um, I think being aware of it first and foremost is the first step to being able to combat it. Being aware of when you are feeling a certain type of way, being able to recognize that uh, as imposter syndrome for what it is. Obviously, there's no one way to quick fix going. Oh no, I don't feel that anymore. It's a constant battle, and your artists are inherently going to feel imposter syndrome because we are sharing parts of ourselves and putting parts of ourselves into our art. And how can do that without feeling some sort of way about yourself, and without feeling vulnerable? And you can't create art without feeling vulnerable, and imposter syndrome is a big part of that. So being able to, harness it and trying to feed that into the art, is probably the best way to do it. I can't tell you how to, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that that's a great way to combat it. um I'll let you know when I start doing that
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. Yeah, when you
um
have the answers, let me know, and if
yeah,
I
I'll let
find the
you know. Yeah,
answers,
we'll
I'll
do
let
a
you know.
follow-up and I'll let you know, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But I think being able to create art authentically and just making sure you're creating art authentically that means something to you,
Yeah.
uh, and not dismissing your vulnerability, is a way to really harness that imposter syndrome and feed it into the art.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, for sure. It's a constant battle, constant
Yeah,
battle.
for sure. So what do you believe is your biggest strengths when performing?
Oh, I like to think that I have a very emotive face. I like to have fun, and I feel like when that shows on my face, everyone else will have a fun time. At least that's my hopes and dreams.
You
So
do it
I
so well. You really do it
oh,
so well.
thank you. I think when I was watching a lot of burlesque before I started, and going to lots of shows and being inspired by those around me, I think that was one of the things that made me go, well, that's burlesque. Burlesque is all up here. It's all on the face. Yes, we're dancing, but that's what sets it apart, or one of the things that sets it apart from just regular dance and other styles of dancing. So um, I think that audience engagement and you can really do that through your face. So I'd like to think that I'm, pretty good at that.
You are.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of your weaknesses or something that you would like to work on?
um, I do get quite a bit of anxiety when I'm about to go on stage. Possibly not in the way that you might be thinking of anxiety. It doesn't really manifest itself physically, and I'm not like hyperventilating or anything like that. It's more like um, it's hard to describe, but I get quite a bit anxious, and I would like to be a little bit better at managing that and having that feed into my performances less. And that feeds back into, slowing down and making sure you're engaging with the audience, and
Yeah.
audience engagement and being present on stage. I think that that's something that I always want to work on, um, because it creates obviously a better experience for you and a better experience for the audience as well. So I would also love to get better at reading audiences. So when you
Mhm.
walk into a room, all rooms are going to be different.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to read that better, and be able to adapt whatever performance or whatever act I'm doing to that space. And I think that that's something that I see a lot of advanced professional performers doing,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I want to learn from them. I want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, because like
Um,
so many spaces are so vastly different. Like you could get a stage or you could get like a small bar venue where you've got to work
mm,
around people. Like,
yes.
so you do have to sort of be a bit of a chameleon and change your act and be confident about what you've changed when you're performing.
Yes. And especially on the go, like you rock up to the
Mm.
venue and you're like making this change, this change, this change, this change, or, adapting, being able to go on stage and remember exactly what you wanted to do in your head, and being able
Mhm.
to move with the audience and even move with the audience in that moment, in that split second, and make that split second decision. I think that that to me is what I see incredible burlesque dancers doing, and that's what I look up to. That those are the types of skills that I want to
Mm.
have, and constantly trying to work on every time I get on a stage. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. With your the anxiety that you feel before going on stage, is it a little bit more than nerves? Like you would say it's you're not just nervous, it's just more elevated like anxiety?
Yeah, I guess it's not always like, it doesn't always manifest itself every time I'm about to perform, but I definitely think that it's probably just above nerves. Like
Yeah.
everyone's a little bit nervous before going on stage, and nerves can be good.
Yeah.
Nerves are actually great because it means that you're engaged. It means that you're here, you're
Mhm.
ready to go, you actually care about being here.
Yeah.
That's something that I've, you know, been able to think whenever going on stage. If I'm nervous, I'm good. It's good because
Mm.
you're present.
Yeah.
But yeah, occasionally, sometimes I'll just get to that point where everything's a little bit overwhelming, and we're all here. And yes, I'm here, and I'm nervous, and I'm excited, and I'm excited to do this. But sometimes it'll just be like, is it going to affect my performance? Am I,
Mm.
in the right headspace? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I find for
so
me
yeah,
sorry to interrupt. For me,
no, no,
sometimes if like, I do reframe it from nerves to I'm excited because that feels the same
yes,
in my body. Like I'm excited, I'm so excited. And also I find if I sort of do some like squats or like just get the
yeah,
jittery energy out, it like subsides a little bit. And
yeah,
it sort of
absolutely.
makes me feel a little bit more confident because sometimes I'm like, I know I'm nervous. I don't feel as nervous as I thought I would, but I'm still feel nervous, but I can feel it more in my body than in my brain, if that makes sense. So I might be
Yes.
shaking a little bit. My knees might be a little bit quivery. But
Yeah.
if I do some like squats or like just like, I don't know, jumping jacks or just anything to get out some energy, it sort of
Yeah.
like makes me feel less nervous in my body, if that makes sense.
No, that totally makes sense,
Yeah.
and I might actually give that a little bit of a
Try it
chance
out. Yeah. I just
backstage,
do some weird
yeah.
shit. I just go, just do some
Honestly,
weird.
everyone has a different routine, If you
Yeah,
wanna do some jumping jacks, go for it. Wanna do some
exactly.
squats? Heck yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely do
Yeah.
it.
Just keep fidgeting and you'll get the energy, the nervous energy out, hopefully.
Yeah, it balances itself out.
Yeah. So what's some goals that you have for the future? I'm sure you have
Ooh.
many, but maybe a few.
So many. So many, but burlesque specific. I would love to do more traveling. I would love to go and perform, perhaps across the pond at the Perth Burlesque Festival. That's definitely a dream of mine. Even Adelaide Fringe, I know that that just occurred, and it just looked like such an incredible time, so much fun. So I would absolutely love to do that. Another goal that I have is I would love to go overseas and watch and be a part of the Burlesque Hall of Fame, I would love to do that. I think that that would be just such an incredible experience to go and see the world stage of burlesque, and see it in person, not just see it, on a screen and on a live feed, but in person would just be so electric. And I feel like Americans do burlesque in a different way to us, I think, but in, just on such a grander scale. There's so many more people, there's so many more influences, and I would just love to see authentically American burlesque. I would love to experience that. So yeah, definitely some goals.
Amazing. Well, we're gonna take a little break and then we'll be back and we're gonna play a game.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love games. Sydney-based creative Frankie Fontaine is the mastermind behind Upstairs Creative Studios. With a background in prop and set design in the Australian television industry, Frankie brings a unique perspective to portrait and boudoir photography. Frankie views her beloved studio as a blank canvas, a space from which she can build and awaken worlds for her subjects through her lens, creating a space for performers to live out their wildest dreams in tableau. Whether you're an outlaw from the Wild West or a sultry siren prowling the deep, only your imagination is the limit. Book a custom photo shoot today.
We are going to play the game This or That. Are we ready?
Oh, I'm so ready. Let's go.
Okay. Rhinestones or feathers?
Rhinestones.
C string or G string?
G string.
Neo or classic?
Classic.
Boa or feather fans?
Fans. I don't know if I'm confident about that answer. Fans. Can I
go both? You're allowed to like both. You're allowed.
Okay, I like both, but maybe lean towards feather fans.
Yeah. Tassels or assels?
Oh, I do love an assel. I'm still yet to do it, but probably tassels for now.
Diamonds or pearls?
Diamonds, baby.
Drag or burlesque?
Burlesque.
Stocking peels? Stocking peels or stripper heels?
Stocking peels. I love a stocking peel. Love.
They're so sexy and like classic.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Big stage show or intimate bar show?
Ooh, I'm going to say stage show. I just love the grandiose nature of a big stage show. Sometimes it's just big burlesque is amazing.
For sure. Cabaret or comedy?
Ooh, comedy. I love comedy. I love comedy burlesque. I love comedy. Definitely that.
Movies or TV series?
Oh, that's really hard. Ooh, maybe TV series. I love a good binge. Yeah, no, I love a good binge. I've been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer lately. Love a good binge.
Girl. I'm literally watching Buffy for the billionth time with my partner. He's watching it for the first time. I've wrangled him in finally.
Oh my God, I'm such a Buffy stan. To the point where I'm even listening to podcasts about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's amazing. It's so
okay. We are literally the same person. Like
the same person. Oh my God, no way. Okay, this is crazy. We've got to talk about this off air.
Yeah, I'm always down to talk about Buffy. Maybe too much.
Yes, possibly a little bit too much. Oh, yeah, awesome. I love
it. Early bird or night owl?
Or early bird. I am definitely an early riser. I don't mind a little bit of a late evening, but mostly I'm in bed by like 10:30.
Sweet or savory?
Savory. I love like chips, crackers, anything that's just like salty.
Yeah. Halloween or Christmas?
Oh, that's hard. I feel like maybe when I was a kid, Christmas because presents. But I do love a spooky moment. I really do. Yeah, I will watch The Addams Family every Halloween, every spooky Christmas. I will watch The Addams Family. It's
we kind of talked about this before, but red or white wine?
Oh, white for sure. Yeah, I love a white. I realize that I'm like such a token white woman because I love a good Chardonnay. I just love a good Chardonnay. Why do I love Chardonnay so much? God, must be in my genes or something. I don't know.
And cocktails or beer?
Okay, Okay, so I'm gonna say cocktails, but
Mhm.
beer is only like slightly next
Really?
step down because I love a good like IPA. I love a good pale
Really?
ale. I just love it. So honestly,
Gosh, I wouldn't have
only
expected
this.
that.
I know. You just think that I would
You're
be,
too cool, you're
cocktails
too
all the
cool.
way. I just want it all. It's what it is. I just
Yeah.
want it all. I love it all. Just give it to me. It's fine. Oh, I love.
Well, that's the game done, but how can people find you online on your tell us your Instagram and what you've got
Yes.
coming up?
Absolutely. Well, you can find me at Miss Frankie Fontaine on Facebook and Instagram. Or if you feel like following my photography page, you can follow me at upstairs studios underscore on Instagram. And I do have a show coming up. I have a couple of shows coming up. I'm actually going down to Canberra, doing a bit of an improv burlesque, which I'm very excited about, which may
Ooh.
have already happened when this airs, but so check out how that ended up going. I'm very excited. It's
Who's
gonna
that
be such
with?
a good um Empress Erie.
Oh, yeah,
Um
okay. Improv.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, I know. I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited.
I'm sure you'll be
And then
amazing.
yeah, I'm just excited to have fun and just not take it too seriously, just go
Mhm.
down, have a cracking good time. And then I will be performing at Fresh Meat Burlesque again in June. So a couple shows.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
very
we'll put all
excited.
the specific dates down in the description for everyone. But thank you so much for being here. This has been absolutely amazing, and we'll just have to keep talking about Buffy when we end this.
Yes, absolutely. I think we need to have a debrief about that.
Yeah, for
Thank you
sure.
so much for having me. It's been amazing. It's so fun to chat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to our guest for being on the podcast and letting us take a peek behind the curtain of their lives. Thanks for everyone joining us, and we will see you in our next episode.